3 days, Hurricane Elsa had slashed at the Florida Keys and whipped the seas into giant 30-foot waves. She had stormed and raged, taking her toll of lives and property ashore and afloat. Among her victims was a test boat belonging to Webb Electronics Corporation. On the calm morning following the passage of the storm, the Electra lay in 40 feet of water. There should have been no one alive aboard her. But in her hold were 2 silent divers. They knew exactly where to look for what they wanted. They forced open a locker. From it, they took an intricate electronic device. After placing it in a metal case, they got ready to leave the boat. The 2 men left the Electra the same way that they had entered her, by a gaping hole in her hull. But suddenly, the second man's air hose caught on a jagged piece of metal. Instead of remaining calm, he panicked. He struggled desperately to free himself.
Where's Hendrick? It was right behind me. He should have come up first. Something must have happened. The man who had panicked would survive. But his survival almost cost me my life. I was conducting underwater firing tests of a pistol for the Jupiter Arms Corporation. A bullet's range underwater is limited. It cannot be fired with great accuracy. My job was to find out just how effective a pistol could be in close underwater combat. What's up?
There's a gentleman who wants to see you.
Mike Nelson?
That's me.
I want to talk to you. Can you come aboard? I'm Cyrus Webb of Webb Electronics. This is urgent, very urgent. It can't wait. Can you come aboard?
Okay.
She couldn't have, but she did. Went down like a barrel of cement somewhere in this 5-mile area.
What do you mean she couldn't have, but she did?
The Electra had an unsinkable hull, an airspace design that guaranteed she'd rot before she sank. She didn't sink. She was sent down.
Well, sunk or sabotaged. She's just a speck down there. I don't see how I could help you out any.
You've got to, Nelson. Look now. The Electra was a test boat, testing a guided missile tracker I was developing for the government. It proved out. The government's waiting for me to deliver it now. The very safety of this country may well depend on it. And it was a prototype, the only one there is. I've got to recover it.
But searching 5 square miles of the ocean floor, it's just not possible for one man.
I'm not asking you to. This yacht's rigged with radar and a thermometer. I'll locate the Electra. You bring me up my piece of equipment. What do you say?
Okay.
In this sleek, fast boat, it didn't take us long to get the search underway. Inside the cabin, the skipper and the technician threw all the weight of the latest scientific equipment into action. Electronic devices probed the ocean bottom and scanned the surface of the water. Sonar, radar, and fathometer reported visually and orally on oscilloscopes, audio oscillators, and video recorders.
We've completed the first leg, Mr. Webb.
I reverse course.
Yes, sir.
How far apart are you running these search pads?
Well, we're getting a 360-degree search on the surface with the radar. We might pick up some of the Electra's debris. We're covering the bottom with the fathometer. Keep your eyes peeled on that.
We're watching it, sir. Radar contact. Where? 80 degrees, about 5 miles. Let me take a look. It's too big for debris. Must be a boat. I'll give it a call.
The boat ahead answered that she was fishing. Meantime, the boat underwater, the sunken Electra, continued to elude us. For the next hour, we continued the search.
This is the last leg of the pattern, isn't it?
Yes. We don't find her this time, we've missed her.
Either that or the Electra's in the bottom, somewhere outside of the area.
How about it? See anything? Nothing but that same boat as before.
We'll widen the search pattern by a mile.
Mr. Webb,
Yeah?
isn't that the same boat that your radar picked up before? Wonder what she's lying out there for.
Well, she said she was fishing.
Fishing? These waters this time of year?
What's that boat dead ahead? Half a mile.
Yes, sir. She's moving off slowly, sir. We'll watch it. Mr. Webb! I think we got it this time.
This must be it.
Let's go see.
Well, good luck, boy.
Yeah, let's hope this is it.
Even from this distance, it was easy to identify her. It was the Electra, all right. When I got down to her hull, I was not surprised to find a hole big enough to swim through. But I was surprised when I saw that the metal had been blown outward. Only an explosion from inside could have done it. Webb was apparently right in suspecting sabotage. Inside the hold, I tried to orient myself. Webb had given me a pretty good description of the Electra's layout. These were the lockers Webb had described to me. The microfinder should be in the one at the far left and on the top. Somebody had already forced the locker open. Somebody had gotten away with a microfinder.
I swam back the way that I had entered, searching for some clue to the theft of the electronic device. Perhaps the deck in the vicinity of the explosion might turn up something. What I came upon was the last thing that I expected to find. A torn piece of a diver's air hose.
There's no doubt about it. It was an explosion. There was a hole that big in her hull.
Which means that whoever did it beat us to the wreck and to the microfinder. But they couldn't have gone down last night in all that storm.
And there's no film, no slime on this. Could have been in the water for more than a couple of hours. Hey, that boat, the one we sighted, it was in this area.
That's right. We had her on our scope right about here.
Then that's where the hose came from. A diver from that boat. Where's she now?
She's out of sight.
Can you get a radar contact?
Yeah, she's just over the horizon. Bearing 85 degrees, speed 10 knots.
Keep tracking her, but stay out of sight.
Right.
Let's find out what she's up to.
Right.
We were taking a chance and we knew it. Men desperate enough to dynamite a ship were not worried too much about our lives if we got in their way. Our yacht stayed out of sight of the boat that we were following. Our radar antenna was high enough to track her. Our quarry was headed southeast. She seemed to be slowing down.
They seem to be heading for that island over there. Let's look at the chart, huh?
Captain? Let's see, they seem to be heading for this cove here.
Yeah, I'd say so, too. This other cove on the opposite side of the island, Captain. You acquainted with that?
Sure.
You think you could get in there and not let them see us?
I think so.
My idea is to go ashore, cut across this isthmus, find out what they're up to.
Right. Get around that, Captain. Yes, sir.
10 minutes later, we had circled around the point of the island. The other boat hadn't seen us, but we were close enough for me to reach it underwater. A 15-minute swim brought me to a point from which I'd be able to see the boat and check my bearings. She was no more than 100 yards away. I swam what I judged to be 100 yards and looked up. And there she was. Then I noticed a cave opening just below me. Could there be some connection between it and the boat? Why had the boat stopped right over a cave? I decided to have a look.
Hey, come here. Look at that. Looks like a diver. Was there anybody around when we were down below?
No?
There's no boat around here now. That doesn't mean there's no diver down there. Let's get our gear and take a look.
An iron stake with a heavy cord tied to it leading into a tunnel. Had they hidden that microfinder down here? To make sure I'd find my way out, I blazed an underwater trail. I didn't know that finding my way out wouldn't be my only problem. Two men were already between me and the exit. I was no longer in a tunnel, but a cave system, a maze of interconnecting passageways, hardly big enough for me to get through. If the cord that I was following ever broke, I might never get out. This was the narrowest passageway that I'd encountered yet. I marked my trail again. These two knew that I was in the passageway ahead. They also knew that there was no other exit than this. They got set to take me when I returned. Meanwhile, at the other end of the passageway, I discovered the microfinder. Triumphantly, I grabbed it, not knowing that the men who had hidden it were waiting to take it away from me. I had to put down the microfinder to get through the narrow passageway. That was just what the men were waiting for me to do. That's what they had planned on. I was taken by surprise. Fortunately, the cave was so narrow that only one man at a time could get near me. I put the first attacker out of business by ripping out his mouthpiece. Then I blinded him by pulling off his faceplate. The second man had grabbed the microfinder. I remembered the pistol. My bullet clipped his regulator. The impact and the concussion knocked him off his feet. My first attacker finally groped his way back to his faceplate. Once he could see again, he was able to help his buddy. The two divers started after me again. Worried by my long absence, Webb had decided to come around the point to see if I needed help. When I surfaced, I saw the strange boat speeding away. When my two attackers reached the surface, they found themselves with nowhere to go, except straight into our arms. A quick call to the Coast Guard gathered in the third man, too.
Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. You know, 3/5 of the world is covered by the sea. And how little most of us know about that underwater world. Go below with us again next week, huh? For another thrilling adventure in Sea Hunt.